guys, what's up? How are you? I hope that you guys are having an amazing day today. If you're new here, my name is Jarrell, and in today's video we're going to be ranking all of the foundations that I tried last month. So let's go ahead and get started with the video. We're going to talk about 5 foundations that I tried last month, but first I do want to tell you a little bit about my skin. Just in case you are not familiar with my channel, I do have an oily T-zone and I'm pretty normal in the outer part of my face. The areas of concern for me are my cheeks right here where I have a lot of sunspots, as well as around my nose where I do have some redness and pores, of course. So let's go ahead and now get into the one that really did not do the best for my skin type, and I'm going to have to give that to the Nars. This is the light reflecting foundation and it is in the shade Barcelona. The packaging, it is absolutely beautiful. The color for this foundation, it is definitely a little bit too dark for me. I'm going to swatch it in the back of my hand, but I do have videos on this foundations just in case you guys want to see it on the skin and apply and wear test and all of that. I will link all of the videos down below in the description area just in case you guys want to check that out. But this foundation, it is so beautiful, definitely really nice. Lightweight, it gives you a really beautiful radiance on your skin. It really worked on the outer part of my face, so beautiful. It wore just really nice, but this is the area that I do not have a lot of pores and a lot of texture. I do have a little tiny textures around this area right here, but I did not emphasize it. Once again, the outer part of my face just looked really nice and beautiful and healthy. It was this area right here that was really of my concern. Really emphasize my texture, and it just settled into my smile lines so badly, like so badly. It was just too much for me. It was on this area right here that it was just settling into my fine lines. It really, the first time that I wore it, it really just settled into the lines on my forehead, and it did emphasize my pores, which is something that it claimed that not to do, but it totally did for me in my experience. And I did try this foundation. I gave it a really fair shot, and unfortunately it's just not for me. So in 4th place we have the Charlotte Tilbury, and I do have mine in the shade 7 neutral, and here is a swatch for you. This foundation is super beautiful, really lightweight. It's a little bit more watery. It did not settle into any of my lines, and even after 7 hours, 8 hours of wear, it just did not emphasize any of my pores. It just kind of blurred them, and it made the skin look really nice. Was I super dewy in my T-zone? Yes, for sure. I definitely have to like retouch with this type of foundations, but anything that is hydrating, luminous, those type of foundations, I'm definitely going to have to like set them really well and touch up throughout the day. But I love the way that my skin look with this foundation. Even though it's a hydrating, more luminous foundation, it just did not emphasize any of my texture, which I really enjoy. You can see how beautiful and dewy and hydrating this foundation is just in my hand. In 3rd place, I'm gonna have to give it to Dior, and this is the Forever Skin Glow Foundation, and I did get mine in the shade 3W. Here is a swatch for you guys. Again, really nice and glowy, but this actually lasts on my skin so well, and it did not settle into my pores between my brows. I was so surprised, so happy to see that this foundation just did such an amazing job on not emphasizing any of my pores, any of my textures, and the lasting power on this foundation was really nice. I did wear it for about 8 hours, yeah, a little bit more over 8 hours, and it was just so beautiful on the skin. It really made me a little bit dewy in the center of my skin, but it wasn't overly dewy. It was just so nice, and I was really happy with the way that this wore throughout the day, and how my skin just looked so beautiful and healthy and like skin. Out of this 3 right here, if I had the option to repurchase it, I would just wear this one right here, which is the Forever Skin Glow Foundation. For me, it just worked so well, so beautiful, and I really enjoy this foundation. In 2nd place, we have the Dior Forever Foundation, and this is the Clean Matte. I also picked my shade in 3W. That is usually the shade that I wear. Now this foundation again did such an amazing job, and it just feels a little bit more of a lightweight foundation or consistency comparing it to the Glow. The Glow just feels a little bit more sticky to the touch. It's just a different texture, but this one right here, again, 3W, really nice foundation. It just lasted on my skin, of course, because it's more on the matte. It's really not a matte, it's more like a natural finish on the skin. So even though this is a matte foundation, it just did not feel like a matte foundation on the skin. So some matte foundations can really feel over drying, like it just tightens up your skin and it feels like you cannot even move. This foundation did not do that. It didn't even feel like you have any foundation on your skin. It feels like nothing, super lightweight, and it was just really beautiful. The longevity of this foundation, once again, I only wore it for about 8 hours, a little bit over 8 hours, and it just did so well. My oils did come through, of course, on my T-zone, so I do have to retouch with this foundation, just not as much as the other ones that I showed you prior to this one. So really beautiful foundation for sure. And the number one foundation for me, you guys probably already know, but just in case you don't, is this one right here, which is the number one de Chanel foundation. I did pick mine up in the shade BD41, and this color right here is absolutely beautiful. As you can see, it's really not runny. It's a really nice and beautiful consistency. You are able to build it up. I do have to build it up a little bit more than the other foundations that I have, but it does such a good job just blending into my skin. It is absolutely beautiful. The way, oh, by the way, that is a foundation that I have on my skin today, and I absolutely love the way that everything just looks and how my skin looks. It just feels so nice, and it looks so nice and healthy and radiant, and just does not settle into any of my fine lines. It's not emphasizing any of my texture, my pores. It's able to cover up really nice and beautiful the sunspots that I have on my cheeks. It just, it does such an amazing job on making your skin look so beautiful. I've never experienced a foundation like this. My really favorite foundation that I have, that has been my favorite foundation, is the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation, and that is such an amazing foundation. But this one might just have kicked that one onto the side and become my number one. I'm going to have to test those two side by side just because I actually want to compare how they wear. But this one is absolutely beautiful, stunning. I know that this foundation is super pricey, more pricey than any of the foundations that I just mentioned to you, but it is, in my opinion, totally worth it. Super beautiful, gorgeous. You just look so healthy, and your skin looks so healthy, and it wears so nice. Yeah, I'm going to shut up about it now. But yeah, that is it, my friends. That is it for all of the information that I want to tell you in regards of the foundation. I hope that this video was helpful to you, especially if you were looking into any of these foundations and which way to go. I hope that I was able to help you make a good decision on your next purchase. But yeah, that is it. Thank you so much for being here. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and I will see you next time. Bye.